When you decide to open up and allow a view into your darkest secrets, people will inevitably judge you. So I'm fully aware that I won't raise my status with this. But I have to dig deep in this case, especially on this station where doing coked up body shots from a strung out stripper's rack and killing a drifter is as common as the Acemans complain about chicken-ass traffic tickets. So I put up my top 3 for you. Number 3. I used to go to gay bars. I spent my teen years in a shitty town without much nightlife, so the local gay bar was one of the few options after hours. And it wasn't half bad either. Real cliché, plushy, overstyled and kinda nice in an old-fashioned way. So we, the remaining party crowd, we went there after the clubs closed. And the sisters there were often paying for our drinks, so we were playing it, like chicks. Drinky, drinky, yes, but no touchy, touchy. Might as well come clean while I'm on that subject. Number 2. Much later, I met this hot Thai number at a party. She was mixing killer drinks called Zombie, and I got heavily into the drinks and the Thai. We went to one of the chambers. Now, at that time, I had been around the block a few times, so I sort of had a suspicion. But picture this. A real hot Asian chick, big rack, very open, and I'm lit like a barn fire. Jeff from the John and Jeff show can probably perfectly relate to this. So we make out big time. But I feel there's something wrong. For comic effect, I should probably say she popped out a penis. But that was not the case. There was something wrong with the kiss. She or it didn't kiss like a woman. And that stopped me right there in my tracks. I excused myself, vomited on the floor and left the party. Wondering all the way home if I should have done it just anyway. I mean, who decides what's wrong or right? Especially when you're on fire. But I was too wasted to return and didn't expect the host to be too happy about the puke. Now it feels really good to confess this stuff, even though I never really denied it. It just hardly ever comes up in conversation. Usually people don't ask me, "Do you do many trannies?" But the one thing I really never told anyone, because it is crude, lewd and really low, I will have to pick as my darkest secret, and it is coming up right now. Number 1. I had to attend a funeral quite a while ago. The person who had died much too young was not a close friend, but I was obliged to attend anyway since he was a business acquaintance of mine. Sure, I was grieving, but I had it under control. Now his widow, I had never met before. Blonde, in her late 20s, and she had invested a lot of thought in her grieving widow outfit. High fashion, tastefully dressed, deliberately enhancing her killer body. I could sense her sexuality from 100 feet away. Comes time to speak my words of condolence to the widow and the relatives. I step up, try to look sad, rather than horny, and I spontaneously hug her like the grief is just overwhelming me. She leans in without hesitation. I feel big boobs on my ribcage, and I immediately strike a boner like a pop-up window. The hug lasts a little too long. I don't know if anybody notices. Needless to say, I feel awkward striking a boner while hugging the widow at the funeral of her husband. I'm not that much of a dirtbag. I have some ethics and a few moral standards. At least that's what I thought till that day. In a low voice, she invites me to the little get-together after the funeral, and even though she wears huge Gucci sunglasses, I feel a certain innuendo. But then again, I'm easily excitable.
Oh my god.
So I get the boner down and my hopes up. Attend the after-funeral party, do a little small talk and fight her. I tell her again how sorry I am about her late husband, and she finally takes off her big sunglasses. She thanks me, but her eyes are full of promises. We talk. I know this is low, but you see, her husband wasn't really a close friend of mine. So push comes to shove, I ask her if she wants to go for a drink later on when this is over. She says, sure. I give her my address, excuse myself, and drive home. 3 hours later, doorbell rings, it's her. Still in black, but different. A devilish deep-cut jacket, high heels, and come on, you get the picture. So I did a widow on the very night of her husband's funeral.
If you don't mind my saying, I don't like your attitude one bit.
Nothing to be proud of. But in hindsight, it was definitely worth the shame, the moral dilemma, and the STD she gave me.